So good day everyone. So today we are discussing about GDP, real GDP and nominal GDP. So what is real GDP? Real GDP or the real domestic product is an inflation adjusted measure that reflects the value of all goods and services produced by an economy in a given year, and is often referred to a constant price differentiation correct GDP or a constant dollar GDP. Example of a real GDP is if an economy's prices have increased by 1% since the base year deflating number is 1.01. If real GDP is calculated as $1 billion or 1.1 or 900.099. So real GDP means that it's a microeconomic system that measures the value of goods and services produced by an economy in a specific period. Real GDP essentially measures a country's total economic output adjusted for prices changes. Now let's move on to nominal GDP. So nominal GDP is a microeconomic assessment of the value of goods and services using current prices in its measure. It's also referred to as current dollar GDP. Example of a nominal GDP is a hypothetically country that had a nominal GDP of $100 billion in 2000, which grew up 50% to $150 billion by 2020. So nominal GDP on the other hand measures a country's gross domestic product using current prices. In other words, it doesn't what we call this strip out inflation on the prices of rising prices, which can inflate the growth figure of an economy. Next is the gross domestic product or the GDP. So gross domestic product measures the monetary value of final goods and services, and it counts all the output generated within the boundaries of a country. Example is the government releases annual GDP estimated for each fiscal quarter and also for calendar year. So GDP means that GDP is the calculation of a country's GDP. It encompasses all private and public consumption, government outlays, investment, and all additions to private investors paid in construction costs and the foreign balance of a trade. So that's all from my presentation today. So thank you for listening.